the voice of the masses. Hear this, come on. Come down, selector. Come down, selector. 98.1, the voice of the people. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. For news, views, and entertainment. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. For news, views, and entertainment.
Radio Democracy, the true voice of the people.
For news, views, and entertainment, stay tuned to Society for Radio Democracy. 98.1, simply the best.
Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Good morning and welcome to Monday's edition of the program. Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. Today on Monday, September 7, 2020, we already bring this Monday edition of the program come to you. Mina Asma James.
And Mina Mebel Kaba, good morning. Inside the program this Monday morning, imported and notice concerns said they lost plenty copper because people with a smuggle tin in Canada country, they make more money. The Minister of Energy, Alhaji Kanja say the ministry they investigate some community people where they fail not say do illegal electricity connection from the EDSA transformer now from Mile Park to Basatong na Waterloo. And at the program this morning, the Minister of Labour, Alpha Timbogo, can talk about plan the way he gets for address labour issue them. After way President Biodon put him back na this ministry and self talk about other issue them.
This and plenty other story. Then plus the number 3 witness, na Mohamed Kamarimba Mansare, in alleged sexual penetration case, don't say the term where police carry the 15-year-old girl Pikin for checkup, then fair not say this Pikin be don't do mommy and daddy business for long term. Yourself when you listen, can be part of the program through your text message to the AfriCell number 077 981 981. Same way so you listen we from Radio Shalom 89.5 where they na Kwena Dugu and Falaba districts and some parts na Tonkolili. Radio Malen 88.5, Radio 1J na Pujon district, Radio Colenten 90.0 na Cambia and Radio Moa 105.5 na Kailam district. The program na Good Morning Salon and they come to you from 98.1 FM. As soon as from headline this morning, we can talk to the Minister of Labour where they now on the program, Dr. Alpha Timbo. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Asma. No, that's me, not to Dr. Mina, Mr. Timbo.
Okay, well, sorry, sir. The program now Good Morning Salon and they come to you from 98.1 FM.
The first issue we look at the program this Monday morning. Now, outside the European Union, inside the emergency response to COVID-19, Bindongi bought 2 million euro support to the Salon Agricultural Research Institute, SLARI, for support farmer them. Outside and use part of this money for support but 1,000 farmer them now serving these kids in the country. Where the support according to the research scientist for SLARI, Dr. Aissata Kamanda, it help for boost farmer their income and save their livelihood. Well, Dr. Aissata Kamanda talked this after where the Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, together with some workmen at the ministry, bingo wakana Makeni City, Bombali district, for go monitor the farm work where the farmer they don't do so far. Princess Pias gets more on this and gonna report.
The coronavirus na the country and bog plenty sector, and one parent sector na the agricultural sector. Outside farmer them, they get plenty challenge for do them farm work. We make they know they able for produce better food them. We this make the Salon Agricultural Research Institute SLARI be asked for support from the European Union for support farmer them during this corona period. Dr. Aissata Kamanda, na the research scientist for the Salon Agricultural Research Institute SLARI, starts for talk about this project and how important to farmer them.
COVID-19 pandemic, when an alarming global situation, will be decided for do an emergency response intervention, meaning we want for use of food production model for actually keep we beneficiaries then intact. Well, now €2 million nine in the contract for 3 different areas them, 3 crops where they talk about cocoa, coffee, cashew, fruit trees and forestry, and then we get vegetables, and then neglected crops, and then also we get the livestock area. And the core mandate now for us see how best we will develop innovative technologies in these 3 sectors where go boost farmers income and also enhance the livelihood. Try for look at 1,000 farmers when our beneficiaries there across 7 selected districts.
As dis project dey cover about 1,000 farmer dem from 7 districts, but how slary be come about for selecting farmer from the 7 districts dem? Na question dis wey I been put to Dr. Aissata Kamanda.
The 3 districts that win our project location comprise this of Bombali, Kenema, and then also Koinadugu, where they call Kabbalah. So the remaining 4 districts will bring on board because of the interest we then show. Na Moyamba, Bo, Kailaun, and also Kono. Actually, we start with a profiling because actually we want to target vulnerable farmers. We don't want a situation whereby we go just take a list where we work with, and at the end of the day we realize that these people are not a real farmer. So we profile the farmers, and we go now all of the communities that will be select. We use a food for work cash model where we actually give them funding for prepare the land.
Lansana Sise na the Research and Extension Officer for the Salon Agricultural Research Institute na Bombali District. As the person where they oversee the work with farmer dem dey do na this district, been talk about how this project benefits farmer dem.
One big thing we admire about this project is the fact that they really do thorough profiling for really identify the vulnerable. And the vulnerables where this project identify, they're real and then they really live in abject poverty. And the level of commitment to this work, it really shows to be a felt need. And they're very much appreciative, particularly of the improved technologies we will make available to them. And for some of them, this is not the first time they go can give them money for work they don't work. Say, now for themselves. Normally they can bring material, they say, oh, now work, no support. But this COVID-19 support from EU is very comprehensive, and it really makes the farmers them feel happy, and they feel very, very hopeful. They will continue to multiply on their own.
During in waka, na the different farm dem for go monitor the work wey farmer dem na Bombali district don do na Teko. Inside Bombali Shebra Chiefdom na Bombali district under this project. The Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, Dennis Vandi, be encourage the farmer dem for ensure say dem do mass production of the food dem wey dem dey produce so that food security go dey na the country.
When you look at 2 beds, 3 beds, 5 beds, for all the things that they talk about, for feed for let we sell, we get money out of them, we pay, we debt them. For let we sell, we pay, we picking and school fee. For let we sell and take care of the house. Now more production we need. I hope say the farmers, when the researcher come, na small method they do, na small portion they show una for go big time and open up for let una get more products and sell. And I want let the farmers know say wetin salary they do for una, e not get for continue with and take go. And that make them introduce una to loan facility for let una able forget and do una own bit of farm. Una for whole farming with sober. Now the only thing that they we go pull we a problem in this country. Let we farm. If we farm, it go easy. The tranganess in the country.
But wetin this support mean to farmer dem na Bombali district?
The support mean good to we. But waiting do not be get am. And we at the first time they say we get support from Slary. So that is a feeling a good thing to we. And we're really glad.
So being that these people that support with this thing, we go able farm and harvest, we will be a smart people then. For be a healthy people, then we go able send we picking them at school because some of we are a vulnerable people then. We all rely on farming activities.
This support, we're so glad because when they look for this kind of support, I'll not be the get them. Farmer when they go work, you know they get what they eat, you know they get what they pay labor with. But this project here, it make we we proud of ourselves because we dey pay workman dem and dey work for we and then give we improved seeds wey be say e dey benefit we. Dem give we cassava, dem give we orange flesh sweet potato, corn, beans, groundnut and 6 bushels of rice. Dem give we money back for pay labour and we promise say these seeds there every year we dey put am.
Then farmer there end up call on Slary and the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry for give them the support wey they want so that dem go continue for do them farm work them. For Radio Democracy, Princess Pias the reports.
Right, 7:14 at the time from studio clock. We continue with the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. Well, from a headline, we say today we dey talk to Alpha Timbo. We go talk about the plan we gets for address labor issues them now the country and also other issue them way they are for talk. But again, I want to welcome you. Good morning once more.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, if people go remember early this year, the ACC been charged the Minister of Labour, Alpha Timbo, and 4 other people for one rest where the Chinese government been give loan for the school feeding program. Where this case take about 7 months in a court, and at the end of this case, the courts fail not say Alpha Timbo and the 4 other people not get nothing for answer for sake of this case. Well, President Biodor and state and back as Minister of Labour. But Alpha Timbo may I take people in mind back na a trade unionist teacher where people go member then in the way be vibrant now the Salon Teachers Union, and also it don't be Minister of Labour inside 2002, who say help establish NASIT, also the Industrial Court and Social Safety Nets. Alpha Timbo also don't be Minister of Education, and again President Bio appoint him back for going at the Ministry of Labour. When a politician and also lawyer, again you come na Ministry of Labour once, you don't go serve na other capacity, come back na Ministry of Labour. We mean say this means say you get plenty knowledge on how for help with labour business. But before we can talk about Andy, you be established inside these 7 months or so, whilst you be there on this your case, your foundation where you be the help people. But first, let we look at how you feel with the case finally done.
Well, I feel good because anybody will get case until the case is self done. You know, but always be yourself because you want for work as a free person and it's how you go for make people and also say they under any investigation. So I'll be very happy about that.
So you be feel say you for worker free on this case?
Of course, I always say I will prove me innocence anytime, everywhere.
But so why you be feel say the ACC been charging and others?
Well, I mean, I've been the minister at the time when the issue have been the subject of investigation, and naturally, you expect say I've been called for make myself answer to a number of issues them, which I decided for subject myself to the law, because we all for be seen for be law abiding. So that was precisely what in the ACC they do, and I'm very happy that at the end of the day they're able to foresee the role we may play within the course of the investigation.
So what exactly na your role where you been play as to the rest where the ACC be they investigate sooner for?
Well, the role I've been the presiding minister, of course, I'm within a cabinet when government take the decision for transfer the rights to the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education for make we go pass on to the schools them. So if during that period we take a decision, we supply the rights along the processes, the ACC find out for say there are certain aspects of it where they not comfortably be the subject of investigation. Now it make them do. But by and large, the rice we know about when with 30,000 bags of rice, you can always confirm that this rice was given to the schools.
You learn any lesson from this?
Yes, I learned lessons. People can always say me like for trust people too much, right? But I always say I like for trust people. When you are a public officer, we can an office from a point of mistrust, right? Otherwise, you go demotivate the people where they meet. So I always stand from the standpoint of trusting everybody.
We are policy makers, them, na cabinet anyway. When it comes to actually implementing the decisions of cabinets, we don't necessarily get for them. Like for instance, if they talk about rights, not to me they expect say I get for care and go to each school. No, not to me function dandy. But then when you trust people, you expect see they will carry out the trust right throughout the process. So then I want to let you know, Alan, but say even if you trust, you get for make sure you monitor more than how you used for do before. But mind you, the Ministry of Education get beaucoup activities, where it be say anything and minute aspects them. So then I want the way land, I be the monitor, but it look like say you monitor more than you use for do. And some people don't want to let you start from the point of mistrusting and you come to the point of trust. I don't disagree. I'll continue to trust people, right? But at the same time, encourage people to make them know she will get an overall vision for carrying. Like, for instance, now we have the new direction.
Yes, them been distribute them.
Of course, yeah.
And you have been the sitting minister by
Of
them.
course, yeah.
Now, outside the rest them, outside them been distributing rest here specifically.
Now, the schools and the distribution list be there, them about. There's special needs schools and then body home schools them. And they initially be the target for the government and government assisted schools them. The evidence is then there.
Information be also they say the SSC been catch people and we be the bag the rest them pull on the Chinese bag with them be then they put some now.
Spontaneously and then do an investigation and I happen to be the leader of the institution at the material time. So if it happen, all I need for do now for make sure see I try for prove me innocent and I want to take this opportunity for thank my legal team also. Headed by Mr. Usman Jallo, then Ronald Gidwani, Manuel Safabulai, then Tusi Taylor, and then stand by me, and I will make sure see, and some other people away. I know they get for mention, yeah, will be very much concerned,
All right, well, they can't done but this but the case, Mr. Timbo. Anytime they na this trial period where you think say you na be the sacrificial lamb?
No. Without any sacrifice. Any sacrifice me a very important person at the SMVP. Even the SMVP, President himself know that, right? So, they sacrifice me. We'll go check one of your good players, you sacrifice. I go end up for draw the match or he lost.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, that's Alpha Timbo, Minister of Labour. They are this morning where they can talk about labour issues and the plan where he gets for improved day as if we don't go out of that office day for the last 9 months, but 7 months, sorry, but you don't come back as Minister of Labour. When we come back, we will continue for talk about labour issues in the country. We continue with the program, Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from 98.1 FM.
When they look at other issues in the program, outside the Minister of Energy, Alaji Kanja say the ministry they investigate some community people where they cannot say do illegal electricity connection from EDSA transformer na from Mile Park and take and go inside Basatong na Waterloo. They talk this inside one interview with the Democracy where then go do one side visit, we will command them na the ministry, go do na this community. Outside them cannot say now some community people been joining with some people we get Sabip and light business for take the extra line from the transformer na the main junction and bring and car inside the Basatong. For more on this, we reporter Kabia go give you updates.
The voice that we just listen to, na voice of some community people, na Masheka, Koya Chiefdom, inside Potloko district, as them they welcome the Minister of Energy, Alaji Kanja Sise, and workman them na the ministry. This come after where the Minister of Energy been go na Masheka Tong for Tondoti Oba for start the construction of the mini-grade power supply na Koya Chiefdom. Outside this mini-grade supply go give light to people na this chiefdom. Where him they talk for sake of this development, the region chief na Koya Chiefdom side the contest say people na this chiefdom glad for the kind development program them where government don't bring na this chiefdom over the past year them.
Today na my happiest day in my 74 years in life. Today na my happiest day. Na here we born. Na here we live. Today I see the minister. They say they come turn the soil. When we get electricity in Masheka, I welcome you on behalf of the people of Masheka and Koya in general. What did the president do? We get power. The first thing he can do He left the south and the east. He can't take Nakoya say the make farm. But Kanja say what he do? We can get 105 acres of land. He can be doing plantation down Koya. That tell we say more than a road for Koya.
Where immediate talk for sake of this mini grid power supply, where the Ministry of Energy go build inside Koya Chiefdom. The Minister of Energy, Alhaji Kanja Sise, say this come after plenty concern wey been comot from community people na this tongue. Say then they get serious challenge for get access to better electricity. This in say according to community people, don dey among them business them serious one. So in say after wey this project go don complete inside 2021, people na this chiefdom go begin get better quality light system.
So I can't today back to tell I do from the same President Bio. He said I tell una say he know say Koya need boku thing. But why do they wait for kind with major development projects in Koya? Let's begin first with one of the things that were very important to the people. One of the message that they don't give them, they say Koya need light. As a kind of historic term. Where they pass Naya Sante, it's not too bad. But if you come on late, you pass Naya, where they pass Masiaka, the way they place that is not acceptable. So because of that, the president say, we'll do something more than day. Now we backyard down there. Now we road down there where they go up like all time. Let no left and for darkness.
Alhaji Kanja Sise end up say, for sake of the plenty concern we don dey comot from different community people across the country, we don dey use mini grade power supply, say the amount of copper wey dem dey pay for light boku, we make him say the ministry they work now with them different partner them for see say they're able for reduce this price for people. But how this project get for Tanlek inside Koya Chiefdom, Indolo Sandy Davis, when are the site engineer for UNOPS for this project, explain.
Work package 1 be done. So now work package 2 we dey on to right now. So with this 44 sites, Mashaka when Koya Chiefdom happy for benefit, being one of the beneficiaries then for this in this work package 2 project. Mainly what they do, we fix the post, then we string the post with cable, what we call network distribution when are the mini grid. Then we also there with the operators then when are power leon, when are they get for do generate electricity. Then your mandate they get for build a powerhouse, then wire the houses them.
As all this they be, the Minister of Energy, Alhaji Kanja Sise don confirm to Radio Democracy say the ministry now they investigate some community people where them fair not say do illegal electricity connection from the EDSA transformer and a 4-mile park come inside Basatong inside Waterloo.
We have always been talking about illegal connections. This is a perfect example of an illegal connection. What this does is that it puts a lot of load on the transformer because if we are doing it legally, they will come and assess the size of and give the adequate transformer there and do it properly. It is possible. I cannot be talking about illegal connections elsewhere and come and condone it here. I cannot. Then they say you were there in Parliament when the Speaker of Parliament summoned we. He talked about illegal connections and that the Parliament they can't for them power heavy. We are investigating, and whoever is responsible for this, he will face the law.
Where immediate talk for sake of this illegal connection, where the Ministry of Energy don't suspect say people na Basatong don they do. One Mr. Senesi say na him be there before for do this connection. Who say in talk about the reason why make him do this?
Anyway, I there for the past 10, 15 years I see people in the struggle from the past government. I'm not able to do anything for them. Then with me come just a 4 or 5 months akaya. Then I'm not just need say I get me your money. I take a put and give me mama, give me papa, give me picking there. But we need for get crown now. I not getting for give people the youth there. But I get me your way and for help. I don't need fame. We just need for now we get light.
From Chegno Jalo for Radio Democracy, Yeno Kabia the reports.
Salon Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile App, you can able for use Salon Link money transfer for send money to anybody. It like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money now the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office. It let you not get the account number. Buy Edsa Light, pay other bill them, and now get advance enhance salary. You no need for worry again, but almost money dey na you earn. Because you can able to pay for things that you buy in a supermarket and order shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagba don done for we boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salon Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go na Salon Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
Commercial Bank. The program Good Morning Salon they continue, and don't forget to use your for the listen to the program. Can add your voice to Tine we talk na the program this morning as we get the Minister of Labour at the studio this morning. We're not Alpha Timbo. We go for can talk about in foundation later, but now quickly let we just run through the ministry. You don't left the ministry for about 7 months, but let we start first for revive listeners them. Whose status you be left the Ministry of Labour before the investigation of the ACC being come up?
Well, I know go say because the first day we for begin work effectively, then at the first day then the investigation start. They could appoint me in a Ministry of Labour. I go, I tell the staff then say they begin so date. So the date where I start, where for begin, and the date they call me na ACC. So I not been start nothing. Okay? So in terms of status, I only know the status where I left from the time I've been commoding. I know small. Then for the fact that myself na member of cabinet, so I know the aspects and the way the former Minister of Labour, Adekunle King, been on they do, and I've been on get some briefings from the staff of the ministry because we know who. So based on that, I've been got 98.1. I talk see the fundamental differences there between the time I've been there Labour as the time I can see because now, as you see the staff the way they're more active and the way I meet the time where I've been first in at the Ministry of Labour. So I pitch I will work with them. Then secondly, I believe also the former minister don't begin the number of activities we be need for complete, and I will make sure I do them. For instance, I will make sure I operationalize the acts them way them way them don't pass, way we not put into effect, like the Sierra Leone Health Insurance Act. When you call slashy for operationalize and make sure it can to effect. Then also them don't pass the Overseas Employment and Migrant Act itself. They not be not put into fruition the ban for employment overseas we don't do. Then I one aspect then where I've been left. The way I've been left then by the time today where they go to the ministry, I will know the status where they are. So if they not be not move them from where they are, then this is one of the things I will definitely care for do. Right? Then I'll be left them in the time for review the labor laws them, right? So I will go find out where it is so far, and if I did, I make sure we speed up, no? So in a nutshell, now some of the things that will be meet that day in Boku, but in terms of what me go one for do, then they go talk about time later.
Apart from the legal arrangements and we talk about the acts and slash another one them, where you say you want to go follow up on, waiting you don't fair not saying are the most pressing issue when it comes to labor business and salon, where you want to go look into?
Well, when you look at the mandate of the Ministry of Labour, now for stimulate what you call remunerative and productive employment and for promote dignity, in labor, especially for employers and employees, and for make sure, we provide decent work. That are the main mandates, in the mission of the Ministry of Labour. Now, a fact we nobody not go deny for the unemployment situation at the country is still high as a result of a number of factors we are not able to mention for now, right? But the fact remain that the economy of the country, it face a number of challenges, and where the economy face a number of challenges, it has to do with the kind of employment situation within the country. So there is huge unemployment in the country, and this is one of the aspects where I think the Ministry of Labour need for work with the other departments and government agencies for make sure we try for reverse that particular trend there. So that's a key function of the ministry. But the Ministry of Labour over the years don't suffer a lot of challenges because the mandate of the ministry are more seen at the broadest in terms of government machinery. You work at the Ministry of Education, you get very little acts them where you follow, like the Education Act, of 2004, maybe the Local Government Acts, a few. But when you can at the Ministry of Labor, the legislations we get for deal with, there's so plenty, right? More than most ministries, they get 2 or 3 acts then we now their mandate for implement. But the Ministry of Labor, there's so many, right? You get the Regulation of Wages and Industrial Relations Act, one where they regulate employers and workers in their workplace. You get the Factories Act of 1974, where they regulate workers in the factory industry for make sure see you get health and safety at work. Then in a very broad one, you get the Employers and Employed Act. Then are the act where they make sure 98.11 for recruit a worker. They get for make sure they provide that particular worker a letter of appointment stating clearly which are in conditions of service where most employers they know they do. We are one of the subjects that we can affect now the Ministry of Labor. So then you get the Registration of Employees Act. You have a responsibility for register your employees. Them NACIT, they carry that function in a similar way, but the objects for the registration, then vary a bit. The ministry get more larger mandates as far as that particular aspect is concerned. Then you also get the Trade Union Act, Cap 21. This one is responsible for registered trade unions, regulate the work of the trade union organizations, and make sure she then comply with the law, especially providing their audited statements at the end of every year. Then you get forget to register of trade unions, where there not be no appointment for over 10, 15 years. That's one aspect to can look into. You're not supposed to be an employee of the Ministry of Labor for perform that particular function. Because when a dispute happens between the trade union and the government, you expect the registrar of trade union as an arbiter, for do that. So they one, then they get the NACIT, National Social Security and Insurance Trust Act, when a whole situation for itself, right? And the slash when a sister organization. So you have a lot of legislations, we're supposed to contend with, as against maybe other departments and agencies, where maybe we just have 1 or 2 or 3.
In as much as you don't outline all the legislation there where you say the Ministry of Labor gets so many for implement, you also make mention of say the institution now the most suffered now all other where you compare with other ministry them. So why you and where you can say for support budgets budget support to the ministry, I think one of the lists back. Why you think say that ministry they I don't want to say not too now the most I don't want to say dormant, but yes, dormant ministry.
Well, when you get industrial peace, it can be dormant. So normally when you get industrial peace, it shows largely that government is doing a bit well, right? Because the trade union organizations, they're not give notice for strike actions and the rest. So it means the industrial relations system, it function. It also shows, say, there is a huge engagement between the government and the agencies with the trade union organization. So now I make sometimes the Ministry of Labor then can quiet. But the points we mentioned were very critical. At the time when there is industrial peace, then at the time where the ministry for able to work more for maintain that particular aspect. In that aspect, they don't deprive the Ministry of Labor for over the years. For instance, you talk about the inspectorate division of the Ministry of Labor. No mobility, no more mobility. This time ministry was supposed to get Honda bikes them for the inspectors, for make them inspect workplaces for various reasons. You get for contribute to NACIT. Some employers generally contribute their monthly contribution to NACIT and on time. So when you do labor inspection, you will come because you will find out the records of that employer for make sure you provide that. I make the law make provision for registration of employees. The one I mentioned just now. So if they're not able for can do them kind of checks and they most of the time the employers then they go scotch-free without respecting the mandates where they're supposed to do. So the inspectorate division, one aspect where I need for weaken at the Ministry of Labor, so that in workplaces, especially for promote health and safety at work, you get to make sure see people inspect the machines, then for make them know see them conform to occupational safety standards. Because once there is an accident will occur at the workplace, sometimes it can lead to death. And NACIT could be responsible at some point because the person don't get employment injury. So you will get something for do with the National Social Security. So more we do preventive aspects of governance, we make sure see then schemes then they all they try for maintain the liquidity of the funds then for make we get more money for invest, we'll be able to do that. So the inspectorate division is one. Then we don't talk that last year why the AYV for CAGF, the Minister of Finance, the Financial Secretary for make the revenue generation mechanism that the ministry needs to be strengthened.
Another inspectorate directorate say one outstanding challenge wey don dey na the labour sector get for do with the minimum wage. Government bin don raise am up to 600,000, but institutions dem dey wey still no dey pay workman dem the 600,000 wey na the minimum wage. Wetin you plan for do na this area?
Now I don't summarize so. The one they will not respect the minimum wage now because they know they will not they do serious inspection. So you're not going to, except in the cases where the workers then voluntarily they can then report now the ministry will then bring them to the knowledge of the officers. Then the one they will they work now the industrial relations unit go able for visit and ascertain and make sure see corrective measures then they. But when once they know say the ministry they come at any point in time, right, and go make sure see them comply. So we have to do our job. You see, now I make I talk about therefore do more of proactive measures for prevent rather than for cure.
Sorry, continue for the between the program, Alpha Timbo. We will come back to you when we come. We continue with the program and look at the one day way they go do overseas traveling, the processes and all way people like you use. We continue with the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. 10 minutes after 8, now the time for most studio clock. We go now na court Usai Kamaimba and one Marion Aruni. They appear na court because of what they know now one 5-year-old picking alleged case and the day before Justice Samuel Otelo. Well, now the number 3 witness inside this case, Dr. Daniel Lavali, when are the medical superintendent for Koidu Government Hospital, Nakono District, where they talk, he said during the term where police carry this pikin for checkup, him fair not say this 15-year-old girl pikin they don't begin do mommy and daddy business for long term. Well, Radio Democracy court reporter Usman Kamara gets more and gonna report.
Saturday, September 5 this year, now the dates where Justice Samuel Otelo be adjourned the alleged sexual penetration case where police allege say Mohamed Kamarimba Mansare and Marion Aruni be mixed pan. Inside this case, the second witness na Merisia Tommy and in a nurse na Koidu Government Hospital, Konodi Street. Where he made the talk na court, he say he not sabi Mohamed Kamarimba Mansare, but say he sabi Marion Aruni when na the second accused, and say he member he made on duty where the second accused Marion Aruni been carry this 15-year-old girl pikin in a hospital for make the go get a captain ban when a family planning so that he no go get belle. Merisia Tommy carry on say he been check this pikin in weight, blood pressure, age and other thing them before he get a captain ban na in hand. After this explanation, Omo Sumari when na the state prosecutor be ask am waiting at the age for take family planning, and the nurse be reply say once the person don't begin see in period, it can take captain ban. Omo Sumari asks again say pikin when a virgin, it can take captain ban. The nurse be reply say normal pikin when a virgin, not can take her at all. Now this particular answer, the defense team be all tight during the term where the nurse be testify before Justice Samuel Otelo. Dr. Daniel Lavali, now the number 3 witness inside this alleged sexual penetration case, and in the medical superintendent for Koidu Government Hospital, Konode Street. He say he remember July 17 this year, where them carry this pikin go na hospital for sexual penetration, and say we then check am, them find out say this pikin don't begin do mommy and daddy business for long term. Sef been check am for belle, but say nothing no mean dede, and later them find out say this pikin gets captain ban na in hand as family planning. Cross-examination by lawyer Ekroma. First question, Dr. Lavali, you been checked for no, the man with tamper with this pikin? Dr. Lavali been say, I no go able tell. Another question by lawyer Ekroma. Na, Dr. Lavali, this na serious matter. Why you no me look for blood sample or sperm? Dr. Lavali reply say, he no me meet nobody in blood or sperm pan this pikin. So he say, how he go know? And say, if na the term where them tamper with this pikin them bring am, that go better. And lawyer Ekroma be ask other plenty question them. Balu Sila, na the number 4 witness inside this case, where him in the talk na court he say, he sabi the second accused Marion Aruni, and say one day him in dinner house, where the second accused Marion Aruni be call on a phone say, he want for see the 15-year-old girl pikin, himself with him mama and papa with am. And say when dem reach, the witness Balu Sila say the accused Marion Aruni bin say this man wey na Kamarema Mansare don come for this 15-year-old girl pikin. And the witness say Mohammed Kamarema Mansare himself bin say he like this pikin and he want for help am for make a land book and send am overseas, and later he say he go marry them. The witness say when Mohammed Kamarema Mansare talk so, he be tell the 15-year-old girl pikin in mama say, "Mama, na the word that too." But the mommy be reply say the pikin papa no dey around, so he no go talk anything. And the witness say na from that point day, he left there and go na house. But say before he left, Mohammed Kamarema Mansare begin 40,000 leons as transport. Cross-examination by lawyer A. Kamara, and they be asked, "Madam Sila, you will make statements to the Salon police. You remember the dates?" The witness reply say, "In a illiterate and in no go school, so in no remember dates." Lawyer A. Kamara asks again, "You sabi the month and the year where we dey pass so?" The witness reply say, "No sir, I no sabi." Another question, "Na, Madam Sila, you been sign your statement to the police and dem read am before you." And the witness, Balu Sila, be reply say, "The police no read the statement before am, and just sign am." Lawyer A. Kamara continue for ask other plenty question them, but Justice Samuel Otelo bin say, "Counsel, this woman don't tell you say in an illiterate, and not the member, and not go school. So why you dey continue for ask and plenty other question them?" Then particular answer ya, we Balu Sila be the answer the court, they make the court lively up small, because some man may smile and laugh. Different witness them, themselves be talk na court. The state prosecutor na Umu Sumari, and the defense team na lawyer Emmanuel Safa Abdullahi, JM Jengo, A. Koma, SM Conte, and AI Kamara. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
Because money easy for loss, like how e easy for broke egg. You sef no for left your couple business to people that will not sabi, and one day we get ben. Union Trust Bank get all the correct and master sabi people them for help make your couple better. We na Union Trust Bank team up together, so your money go fine with no wahala, and you no go get we kind service no other side. Make good use of we SMS alert where they show you your money transaction. Enjoy the internet banking services for check your accounts. Sef, you can visit our website on www.utb.sl for no more, but we order plenty products and service them. Now Union Trust Bank, excellence now it's on card. Union Trust Bank, the force and true Salomon Bank.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue, and we still get the Minister of Labour at the studio. In case you get any question or comment for me towards in a way they talk about on the program, you can send them to 0779819181 or go now with Radio Democracy Facebook page. They come over to the minister again, and before we take that short information day and other issue we look at, as maybe make mention of the overseas travel, where we've been saying we can't talk about first. Tell we waiting you think about the different information where we don't get so far, but salon people them, within other country them, we go do labor work.
Well, I know they feel happy, especially where I consider the vaccine. Now, I've been the proponent of the overseas employment. The late Patrick Foya, blessed memory, honorable member of parliament for Kailaon district. Now we sit down, our ministry at that time, with President Kaba, where we introduced this overseas employment. At that time, not take the dimensions where it is so now. Everything have been the Ministry of Labour will be the one, right? Then big international companies, then they get jobs them, contracts them, and they need some workers them where normally they're not able for secure. Now then areas they wouldn't get them big contracts, and so they always scan Africa, some part in Europe for secure the services of such workers. So it's part of international best practice, especially on migration. So what will be they do? Will they get them companies, then they come, then they sit down between a ministry and set up a unit responsible for overseas travel. then look at the categories of trade where they want. If they want carpenters, if they want masoners, if they want electricians and everything. Initially, they ask for their certificates, then we post in common college. So me, we tell them, say, yeah, the technical and vocational aspects not been so strengthened at that time. So you go get post, you always have make chair, fine, but you not get certificate. So end up for circumvent the situation by making sure we do practical work. For instance, if they say you na post with a drive trailer, when they go Metchem, you sit down there, you navigate like that, they no say sabi, even if you not get a driver's license for trailer or something like that. So now that's what they do. But before then they go, then they undergo medical, treatment. Doctor gave out, now they do that and they together with some of his colleagues. Then. So all the processes, the securing of passports, all the doing, and we'll commit to itself, we'll communicate with the authorities there, and then we'll get representation. If it happen, fine. Over the period, we don't see people where they cry overseas, possibly then they maltreat them. Then when are people where they go one way. It's a natural phenomenon where the government just needs for structure. So as I say, this is one aspect where they can pursue. Like for instance, what's in the table now, where the government of